Downsizing in Santa Barbara, there are a few mistakes that I see families make over and over again. And unfortunately, some of those mistakes can cost tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the biggest downsizing mistakes that seniors make in Santa Barbara in 2026 and how you can avoid them. Hi, I'm Melissa Tierney. I'm a Keller Williams real estate planner, realtor, and senior transition specialist in Santa Barbara. I work with seniors and their families to help them navigate real estate decisions during major life transitions. It's how I got into the business by downsizing my own grandmother, and I just kept downsizing and kept working with families on after that. So I see a lot of things. I've seen many of my clients who have owned their homes for decades. When the time comes to downsize, the process can feel so overwhelming. But with the right planning, most of these common mistakes can be avoided. So the biggest mistake I see is waiting until a crisis forces the decision. So often families don't think about downsizing until something happens. People go into, oh, we're going to wait and see, everything's fine, so we're just going to wait and see. But then a health event, mobility challenges, or the loss of somebody significant, um, at that point, decisions have to be made quickly. I have gotten calls from clients who have gotten the call from a skilled nursing facility that their senior loved one is there and they can't go home and they need to find another place to live, within a few days. Hopefully you're not in that position, but unfortunately, I see that a lot. And when people are forced to move under pressure, especially in a situation like that, they usually have fewer options and less control over the whole process. So I have to tell families that proactive planning is almost always easier and less expensive than reactive planning. So even just starting the conversation early can make a huge difference. Another common mistake is underpricing valuable Santa Barbara real estate. Many homeowners have lived in their homes for so long that they underestimate how much the property is worth. And in markets like Santa Barbara and Montecito, pricing strategy matters tremendously. So when a home is priced correctly and prepared properly for the market, it can generate strong buyer interest and really maximize that final sale price. And whether it's underpricing or overpricing, I see a lot more overpricing than I do underpricing, but overpricing a property, especially luxury homes, can mean leaving significant equity on the table. The third mistake is not understanding the tax implications of selling. Many Santa Barbara homeowners purchased their homes decades ago for prices that are dramatically lower than today's values. And that means there may be some substantial capital gains exposure when the home is sold. So while homeowners may qualify for the primary residence exclusion under IRS Code 121C, which is up to $250,000 for individuals or $500 for married couples, the gain can sometimes exceed that threshold. So understanding the tax implications before listing the property for sale is a critical part of planning the downsizing process. Another mistake families sometimes make is choosing the wrong next housing option. When people rush into buying the next home without thinking long term, they may end up in a property that doesn't meet their future needs. For example, multi-level homes tend to become difficult later on. Homes that are far from family support networks often prove to be difficult, and communities, retirement communities, for example, that don't match the lifestyle preferences. Thinking about how a property will function, 5 or 10 years into the future is an important piece of downsizing planning. So the final mistake is trying to navigate the entire process alone. Downsizing often involves multiple moving parts: real estate strategy, tax considerations, estate planning, moving logistics, housing options. When professionals, I call it the power team of four: the family financial planner, family CPA, family attorney, and the family real estate planner. When the power team of four comes together to collaborate early, families are actually able to make much more informed decisions. So downsizing doesn't have to be overwhelming when that right power team of four or just the right support team in general is involved. So the biggest takeaway that I have for you is that downsizing is not just a real estate transaction, it's a strategic life transition. And when families approach the process thoughtfully and proactively, downsizing can unlock equity, simplify life, and support long-term financial gains. So if you're considering senior downsizing in Santa Barbara, planning ahead can make all the difference. If you'd like some help evaluating your options, you can schedule a strategy session with me, no cost, no obligation, using the link below. And in the next video, I'm going to walk through how to unlock the equity in your Santa Barbara home and use it strategically in retirement. Cheers.